Hey guys, and welcome to the space that gives you inspiration on work, on life, and on how to balance it too. Welcome to the month of August, guys. Can you imagine? Thank you so much for the feedback that I got over the July series. What's up to all the single ladies? I recognized, I saw you, I felt you. You guys are you are a legit group of people. And yeah, you know what? Our meeting is still on for all the cholerics, all the choleric ladies. Yes, our meeting is still on. And in fact, a link to our meeting is in the description box. So enter that meeting. Now that has been said, I don't know if you guys can believe it. It's already the month of August, and this is our final month when we talk life. And remember, in life, we talk things motherhood and parenting and love and relationships. And I share from my well of experience because I don't know, I found that one of the gifts that I have is I'm really good at articulating my experiences. And so I'm extremely happy to be doing this. Now, this month, as the last month of life, I would like to kind of preempt and get us ready for the last 4 months of the year. The last 4 months when we'll, September, October, November, and December, when we essentially shall be studying and we shall be talking about how to balance work and our lives. And it's when we'll talk about planning and productivity. And I hope you guys are excited. But I want to kind of get us ready and set the motion this particular month. And so I'll be talking to everybody. I'll be talking to the single girl. I'll be talking to the girl who's dating. I'll be talking to the mama. I'll be talking to the one who's just gotten married. I'll just be talking to every young lady that is at work, that has a life. And this particular month, I want to talk about certain feelings you need to be aware of that you might be going through that show you that there's a need for you to change how you're currently running your life. I'm going to say that again. This month, we're going to discuss certain feelings and emotions you need to be aware of that are a sign and are a signal that something in your life has got to change, or how you run your life has got to change. You've got to switch things up, and I'm sharing from my own experience. These are emotions and feelings that I went through myself, and I had to change up. In fact, when I got these feelings, they were just a precursor to my depression. I've shared my depression journey before. Maybe I'll one day get time and share even on this channel. But these feelings and emotions, had I recognized them before, I would not have gotten into the depression. And so I don't want you to go through that. However, I must say that when I got into the depression, it made me change a lot of my life. And so instead of allowing you to enter the depression, I want you to recognize the feelings right now and then jump the depression, which I wasn't able to, jump the depression by changing your life with the things or the tools that I'll equip you with, which I got when I was in the depression. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's point A and point C. However, between point A and point C, there is a depression called point B. Now, there's so many of us that are at point A and we want to get to point C. We can see point C, but there's a B that we are missing out on. So that B is the depression that I don't want you to go through. You're at point A. There's some things that are going on in your life. You're not recognizing them. You're not seeing them. And you're going to try to get to point C, but we'll get into a depression. I already did that. And so I want to make sure that you don't go through that. Now, without talking for too long and talking too much, the first feeling and emotion that I need you to be aware of right now, and that if you are going through it, get ready for the next few months, September, October, November, and December. I'll be equipping you on how to ensure that you don't fall into a depression. So the first one that I would like to talk about, and of course I wrote it down because I needed to write, these are things that are in my heart and I don't want to pretend to myself that they can come off head. Overwhelm. Ladies, gentlemen, I know gentlemen are too macho to feel this or to recognize and acknowledge it, but if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're on your way to a huge depression, and we need to stop that. But let's talk a bit about overwhelm. Overwhelm in terms of a definition is a state of intense emotion that you are buried or drowned beneath a huge mass of something. It's an intense emotion that you're buried or drowned beneath a huge mass of something. Overwhelm is so close to depression, right? It's so intense. It's such a strong feeling. You're always in a place where you feel there's something over you. There's a cloud over your head, right? And these are some of the causes of depression. One, you could have gone through a traumatic life experience. So maybe the death of a loved one. And especially in this time of the pandemic, that is a very, very, very high possibility. So the death of a loved one or the death of a child, the death of too many relatives, that can cause you overwhelmed because you might need to maybe take on more roles. I, for one, was very wary and I was very watchful. Our family lost over 8 people in a period of 3 months. And that can cause you overwhelmed because just so much is happening, too many deaths. The second thing could be significant life changes. So maybe you've lost a loved one and now life has to change. Maybe you have to move from one district to another or from one country to another. Maybe just you've changed a job. Maybe your children have changed a job. Significant life changes. You've gotten a divorce. You have gotten married. You have had a child. All of those are things that might cause overwhelm because now you start feeling like it's that intense emotion that you're buried under it. Like, now I'm married. Oh my God, now I need to do this. Now I need to do this. Now I need to do this. And then you feel this overwhelming feeling above your head or on top of you, or that you're buried under it. Another thing that might cause it is something like a demanding job, a demanding child. That the demands of life might cause you to be overwhelmed. The demands of life might cause you to be overwhelmed. So, for example, you have a child that is demanding. Let's say they go through, they have a physical illness or they have a disability. You have a demanding mother, she's unwell. You have a demanding job. It's coming to every end of the, there's always a sense of urgency inside your job. There's no time for you to plan, for you to do preparation. So I'll give you an example, like people who do accounting. You have an entire month of preparing for the end of the month when you're going to start auditing people's companies. Now imagine, and all of us know what audit is like. When auditors come into your organization, they can really mess you up. Everybody is on their toes. Now imagine being in a job where from Monday to Friday, first day to the last day of the month, you're constantly standing on eggshells, right? A demanding life, a demanding job, a demanding spouse, a demanding child, that can cause you overwhelm. Maybe it could be physical or mental health. The overwhelm in my life was caused by mental health, a poor mental health. My mental health was not okay, and that caused me overwhelm. Life seemed so much for me, and that caused me overwhelm. Another reason or another cause of overwhelm is when there's too much going on. There's a lot going on at home. There's a lot going on at work. There's a lot going on at church. There's a lot going on in your family. There's a lot going on with your mother. There's a lot going on in the country. There's a lot going on everywhere. It's just like life is moving extremely fast and you're feeling like you can't catch up. That can cause you overwhelm. Another thing that might cause you overwhelm is financial distress and insecurity. And I, as you might know, my feelings about money. There's a period for which my overwhelm was caused by a lack of financial stability, because I've always and I will always fear poverty. And so when I go through a time in my life, I think it was a point when I was leaving my job and getting into entrepreneurship, that's when the overwhelm came for me, because I was just like, what's going to happen with my finances? Oh my God. I was, just that financial instability can make you feel overwhelmed, because before you know it, you're trying to get too many things done so that you can cover your financial distress or insecurity. And guess what? Now you're going through overwhelm. I'm just checking to see. Another one that might cause you overwhelm is relationship issues. And this could be relationships with anybody, but more importantly with loved ones, especially people that are in long-term relationships like marriages, or they are dating and are just about to get married. Those relationships can cause you a lot of overwhelm, because maybe your spouse is demanding or your significant other is demanding. That can cause you overwhelm, because you just feel like it's just thinking about a call from your loved one and already you feel a certain intense emotion, like you are being buried under something. That can cause, those are causes of overwhelm. Another one is, and I think it's also in line with too many things going on, is you have too little time. The time constraints are so you have time constraints, like everything in your life is demanding and there are many, and you don't have time. Not even you don't have time, let me say it properly. You have the same 24 hours that I do, and that a shopkeeper in Kabira Maido has, and a fisherman at Lake Victoria has. Like, we have the same time, but your life has so much going on that you don't have enough time. That can completely cause overwhelm. And I think I've finished that. And if you want to know what are the signs that you're overwhelmed, one, you're overly emotional. Anyone says anything, you get offended, you're defensive, you're crying. For me, that was a huge sign for me. Another one is physical stress. It comes, like in the back of your neck. Here, you're feeling a certain sense of heaviness. For me, I get headaches, hardcore bad headaches, and for me it's immediately a sign for me that there's something going wrong. I get this splitting headache. It's almost like I have a fever, and so it could be a physical manifestation. Overwhelm can show in physical manifestation. So there's the emotional, there's the physical, but you could also get triggered easily. Like your kids do something and you're already triggered. Other times it wouldn't trigger you, but now just by virtue of the fact that they are calling you and you're in the bathroom, you get triggered too easily. That's a sign that you could be overwhelmed. Another sign that you could be overwhelmed is that everything is urgent. Everything becomes urgent. Even having breakfast is urgent. Even waking up, to the point that you can't even sleep. You're trying to sleep, but you can't, because you're like the clock. The clock, my alarm. Everything is urgent. Everything is urgent. Changing your child's diaper is so urgent. Like, the truth is, we don't want our children to have poop in their diapers, right? And a mother who, for example, didn't catch the poop is not going to be so hard on herself. But for you, immediately you smell the poop, you run like a mad, And then because the diaper is not there, it becomes so urgent. My God, I need to get a diaper. I need to get diapers now. Who can I call? I need to call somebody. I need somebody. that is a sign that right at that point, you are overwhelmed. Another thing is you can't meet your basic needs because your life is moving too fast. You have such little time. Everything is urgent, and it's like everything just spilled on the floor. It's like you broke. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but I want you to imagine you have a set of new china and they all break and fall into pieces. That's how you feel like that's how your life is. Because everything is so urgent, you just leave it there. And when the time comes for you to eat, you just don't eat. You should be drinking, you don't drink. You should be taking a shower, you don't take the shower. Basic things, like you can't do them. It's like everything is there. You're in a state of limbo. That's a sign that you're overwhelmed. Another sign that you're overwhelmed is that you have a certain sense of impending doom. Like for you, you feel like something is going to go wrong all the time. You're always just looking at what is going to go wrong. You're always just anticipating that something is going to, it's there in the pit of your stomach. You're just like, something is going to go wrong. Something is going to go wrong. If I go now and I get onto the boat, I might get an accident. If I get into the taxi, I might get coronavirus. You just have a sense of impending doom. My child might fall down the bed. My lover might get a girlfriend. You have a certain sense of impending doom. You also feel like you're failing. Everybody can look at you and they're like, oh, you're doing really well. And you're just like, no. Because for you have a feeling you're always failing, and which makes sense because even if you're getting it right in one sector of your life, there's a whole other sector of your life which is moving extremely fast, for which you don't have a lot of time. And even if you've picked this one thing to do and do it so well, you still feel like you're failing because all the rest, your job is not sorted, your family is not sorted, your life partner is not sorted. All of that is not sorted. Even the fact that you sang well at church, you still feel like you're failing. You also feel helpless, like I was saying, you feel like that. So the china has all poured. You are on your way to serve people glasses of juice. All of it has poured. It was the only juice you had. There are the broken pieces of glass. There you are without the juice because all the juice is there and all your guests are there. And now what do I do? What do I do exactly? So that feeling of helplessness is a sign that you're overwhelmed. The last one is that you feel that you can't measure up. Like, again, so much is going on in your life. You have so little time. You don't feel like you're getting anything done right. And so then you feel like you can't measure up. If you're feeling any of these things, if any of these things describes you, if any of these things says, this is what you're like, this is who you are going through overwhelm. You are overwhelmed with life. And just really quickly, some of the things that have helped me to, stop being overwhelmed. And I want to do this really quickly because I want to make this video short. 1, get help. Get help. 2, simplify your life. Yeah, when I said get help, I meant if, for example, you've lost a loved one, acknowledge it and get help. Find somebody to help you. 2, simplify everything. Life can't be that complicated, right? Lower your expectations of yourself, of your life, of your partner, of your children. Just lower your expectations. Use more self-care. Yeah. Take care of yourself more. Love on you, right? Love on yourself. Take the time to love on yourself. The last one is slow down. Slow down. You have a lot of life ahead of you. You have so many years ahead of you. You'd rather be alive, present, and living in the moment of your life than getting super stressed out, super overwhelmed with this same life. So slow down. And then lastly, watch and be a part of my videos of my YouTube channel in the last months of this year. September, October, November, and December. We'll be talking some things that should help you sort this overwhelm thing. So guys, I hope this helped you. I wish it could take more time, but it can't. I wish I could tell you even more stories, but I can't. But the time, because of the time. I know you guys want short videos so you can watch more videos. And so I can't say too much about this, but I'm doing something, and that's, you know, kind of in line with the cholerics that I'm meeting. I would like to be able to meet various women in various walks of life who are going through life. And so I formed a WhatsApp group, and you can join that WhatsApp group if you would like to be a part of other women. We're going to come together, talk about life, talk about our experiences, talk about our children, talk about relationships. We're going to just be a group of women coming together, ladies coming together. And I would like to caution, when you're coming into this group, come ready to do two things, okay? One is to learn from other people's experiences, but two is to share your own experience. There's no Kamoli people allowed in the group. There's no quiet people allowed in the group. The group is for people that are engaged, people that are ready to share. We can't be takers, getting advice, hearing advice, seeing people's advice, all of that, and not providing ourselves. So this is the one group. This is the one WhatsApp group. This is the one group of women, of women that are engaged in helping, building, and lifting each other up. I can't wait to see you in the group. I can't wait to engage with you. I'm excited for it. So head on over into my description box, hit that join button. And if you've not been or have not ever subscribed to this channel, now is the time. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be reminded. And guys, thank you so much for allowing me to run ads on this channel so that I can get some revenue out of this resource. Thank you so much, guys, and see you next week.